All right, so we got a judge who tells black people in her court to stay the F away from police because they could be killed.
And I'm a middle-aged, middle-class black woman. I don't want to be around where the cops are because I don't know if I'm going to walk away alive or not.
To show you how much she hates the cops, she's caught in the hot tub with the defense attorneys. You think I'm joking?
The black female you see here is a judge. In Las Vegas, Clark County District Court Judge Erica Ballou is facing disciplinary charges over a series of social media posts, including the image of her in a hot tub with two public defenders. Okay. Now I got to say this. If I'm a defendant and I have a public defender, I want the guy who was in the hot tub with the judge.
It got so bad that they had to file ethics violations against this crazy judge.
Then on Friday, the Nevada Supreme Court ordered the Clark County District Court Chief Judge to remove Ballou from a criminal case the 8 News Now investigators first told you about last month.
What do you think of Judge Ballou's actions throughout this case?
I believe that she defied the Supreme Court orders twice.
Let's talk about the craziest, and I mean craziest judge in America. Now, before we get started, let me pay some bills. Here is a quick message from our sponsor, The Wellness Company. Now, you've probably heard that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is known for his sharp mind and relentless energy on the campaign trail. Now, he is taking something called methylene blue to stay focused, energized, and mentally resilient. Now, you can experience those same benefits with Recharge from the Wellness Company. This doctor-formulated nutraceutical is the first to combine methylene blue with urolithin A to create a formula designed to optimize mitochondrial function, improve energy, and elevate cognitive performance. Methylene blue crosses the blood-brain barrier to enhance memory, focus, and executive function by increasing ATP production, the true fuel for our cells. It also works as a potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, helping protect you against aging and cellular damage. If you're looking for the real mental and physical edge, Recharge delivers. Now get 10% off plus free shipping. Head to twc.health/Nate. That's twc.health/Nate and use promo code NATE. That's promo code NATE. You'll get 10% off. Feel the difference. Think clearer. Recharge. Welcome to Clark County in Nevada, home of Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. This is Erica Ballou. She is a 1000% BLM activist. To show you how much of a BLM activist she is, once when she was an attorney before she became a judge, another judge told her she needed to take off a BLM pin while in court because it was a political statement and they're not allowed in court during proceedings. Here's exactly what happened.
He told me that I had to take it off or have someone else handle the matter. I told him I wasn't going to take it off. The judge is entitled to handle his courtroom any way he wants to, and if he doesn't want me inside, then I'm not going to be inside. I'm trying to be respectful, but I'm also trying to get my point across.
Wear it in the hallways, wear it in front of the courthouse, demonstrate, protest, use your voice, but that's not what's supposed to occur in a courtroom. When we're not here on a petition about a movement or a protest or anything like that, we're here to dispense justice on a criminal calendar of cases. And that's why I think it's inappropriate. And if other judges think it's okay to have that in the courtrooms, I respect that. That's their decision to make. But as I said, I think, you know what, that's not the purpose of coming into court. And I think Erica would admit, when we were talking this morning in chamber, she was saying, well, I think it is appropriate here because this is where there was disparate treatment of African Americans and harsher penalties on African Americans. I mean, it's making it a political statement that I wear this in protest of how the court is treating minority defendants.
So now this BLM activist said, you know what, I'm going to run for judge. And the people of Las Vegas decided to vote her in as a district judge, this BLM activist. Now, this judge can wear that BLM button all she wants because she controls the courtroom. Now, the judge got right to work. Remember, her belief is police are bad and they target black people unfairly. So she made it very clear how she felt about police and black people.
You're a black man in America. You know you don't want to be nowhere where cops are. Listen, I listen to you. You listen to me. You know you don't want to be nowhere where cops are. Because I know I don't. And I'm a middle-aged, middle-class black woman. I don't want to be around where the cops are because I don't know if I'm going to walk away alive or not.
So those comments coming during a hearing with the DA's office, which wanted to revoke the probation of the man Judge Ballou was addressing. Now, while on probation, that man is accused of committing battery against an officer. The Las Vegas Police Protective Association sending the 8 News Now I-Team a statement which reads in part here, "We call upon Judge Ballou to resign from the bench. We also ask the Judicial Ethics Commission to sanction her for violating the Nevada Code of Judicial Conduct." The union insisting Judge Ballou's comments show that she is biased against law enforcement. Judge Erica Ballou responding saying, quote, "I support proper law enforcement. What the record shows is that I communicate with those who appear before me in a manner that is straightforward and understandable."
Now, it's obvious. This judge does not like the police. But you know what else she doesn't like? She doesn't like black men who sleep with white women. Matter of fact, she hates it, even to the point where she'll send you to jail for sleeping with a white woman, but won't send you to jail for other crimes. For instance, like this poor guy, she's going to keep him in jail because the judge thinks he's sleeping with his defense attorney, who happens to be a white woman.
Ultimately, Stone saying Ballou crossed a line she couldn't walk back. That Ballou, after court one morning from the bench, quote, accused me of my client, alleging I was having a sexual relationship with the defendant. That defendant was Deshaun Cross, who ultimately served 40 days on a guilty plea for an attempted residential burglary felony.
And so I think it would be appropriate to give him another opportunity with additional guardrails.
The guardrails Stone asked for in Thursday's case were for Garner, before he's sentenced for stealing a car. Stone says Ballou kept Garner in jail for a long time for no reason, not willing to discuss it, not willing to change her mind, and not willing to let Garner go anywhere.
Something just happened.
Something just happened in Ballou's courtroom between the judge and the lawyer, Garner's wife told the 8 News Now investigators after court in a new courtroom in front of a new judge Thursday, where her husband's situation finally got some resolution.
I don't know what's going on with Judge Ballou and the public defender, but my husband got caught in the middle.
So if you sleep with white women, or if the judge thinks you're a black man sleep with a white woman, you're behind in trouble because you're going to be in jail as long as possible. But what happens if you're a black person and you go on a robbery spree? Well, the judge is going to do everything possible to get you out of jail, even defying the state Supreme Court. Check it out.
The fight surrounding the criminal case against Maya Christman. She was part of a violent crime spree at the age of 18. Her guilty plea for 2 felonies resulted in a minimum sentence of 10 years. In 2021, while Christman still had a few years left to serve, Ballou vacated her sentence after her attorney Betsy Allen argued Christman had been the victim of sex trafficking. But prosecutors say before her guilty plea, Christman disappeared twice and failed to cooperate. They accuse her of manipulating this system again and say she belongs back in prison to finish her sentence. While out of custody and at the age of 30 now, Christman says she stayed out of trouble and had a baby who may have to go in the child welfare system if she's locked up. In August of 2022, the Nevada Supreme Court reversed Ballou's order.
So the Supreme Court said, hey, judge, you messed this one up. This woman's got years left on her sentence. You need to send her back to prison. Again, it's the state Supreme Court are her bosses. But do you think this BLM judge is going to send this black woman back to prison? Well, she said, I'm not doing it.
Ballou needed to send Christman back to prison, but she didn't. In October of 2023, the Nevada Supreme Court issued an order again. Ballou still didn't send Christman to prison.
So the Supreme Court twice told this judge, hey, you have to send this woman back to prison. She shouldn't have been out. Your ruling was wrong. But the judge said, no, she's not doing it. She's not doing it. Even the Supreme Court justice had to come out and say, this is crazy.
And Supreme Court Justice Douglas Herndon expressed frustration.
Quite frankly, the walls are closing in on a district court that is shockingly refusing to do its job.
On May 1st, prosecutors filed a motion for Ballou to recuse herself from the case. By law, she's not supposed to take action in the case, but she did.
So you would think all this would be bad, enough to get the judge removed from seeing criminal cases. The fact that she's biased against the police, defying the court orders. She didn't care. But that wasn't enough. Until the judge started posing in hot tubs with the public defenders. See, on its face, even though it sounds crazy, the reason why it's bad is because the judge is supposed to be impartial. And if the judge is in a hot tub with public defenders having fun, and then on the other end saying how much she hates the cops, it makes it seem like this BLM judge is biased.
The Las Vegas judge is facing an ethics complaint because of 2 social media posts, one of them in which she appears to be in a hot tub with 2 public defenders. Clark County District Court Judge Erica Ballou is accused of violating some of the rules judges are supposed to follow in the state of Nevada. These are 2 of the posts referred to in a formal statement of charges from the Nevada Commission on Judicial Discipline. Some of the language used in her Instagram and Facebook posts we can't say on TV.
Now, the reason why they can't say it is because the judge is quoting Cardi B in her response. Here's what the judge said.
According to Las Vegas-based CBS affiliate KLAS, the judge has, at least in some sense, responded to the allegations against her. This past weekend, in a Facebook post, the judge reportedly quoted Cardi B. Get up 10. All right. Went from making tuna sandwiches to making the news. The post reads, get money, go hard. Right. Never been a fraud in my life. Get money, go hard. Damn effing right. Stunned on these itches out of mother spite.
That's a judge writing that on Facebook, stunting on these blanks out of MFN spite. And this person wants to stay on the bench. So the Nevada Supreme Court decided, hey, we had enough with this judge. We don't like removing judges. Even everything that she did, it was like, we don't want to remove her. We don't want to remove her. But eventually they did. They said, we're going to remove her from all criminal cases because the judge is kind of a lunatic.
A judge is now removed from criminal cases. This in the wake of allegations of misconduct on the bench.
Kyle, you followed this closely. What is next for Ballou?
Well, the main thing, Brian, other than this news of her not overseeing criminal cases indefinitely, apparently is several items before the Commission on Judicial Discipline, which has been unfolding for quite some time and should be interesting to watch.
Now, I know this judge is insane. They need to kick her off the bench immediately. But one of the issues that come to light, especially in cases like this, is that there's really no mechanism when a judge just goes rogue like this, because it's likely never happened before, and you want to give the person every benefit of the doubt because they are a judge. But at this point, the judge has made it clear she doesn't really care about what the Supreme Court says. She doesn't care about the laws. She doesn't care about anything. She just cares about doing her own thing. And in this type of role, there has to be some mechanism to get judges like this off the bench because this woman's doing a lot of harm. So tell me what you think about this judge. Do you agree with my assessment? I think this judge is pretty much insane. She's an activist. She's not a judge. And if you're an activist, you should stay in your role as defense attorney. You shouldn't be playing judge. And I think the citizens that elected her are dummies too. Soon as someone goes up there and says, I'm strictly BLM, then as we have seen time and time again, that's usually recipe for disaster. I want someone who's fair. I want someone who's honest. I don't want someone who's trying to push a narrative. Now, as always, tell me where I'm wrong in the comments section. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and if you're listening to my voice right now, here is a special announcement. Like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff if you haven't already. And for those who have, thanks again for the support. My name is Nate. I'm out. Peace.